Heilbronn hat gestern zum 6. Mal eine Qualifikation gespielt hier bei einem European Tour Event und zum ersten Mal konnte er sich qualifizieren. Hat unter anderem auf dem Weg Martin Schindler aus dem Turnier werfen können und wir sind gespannt, was er jetzt hier oben auf der großen Bühne spielt. Spitzname Schwarzer Wolf. Herzlich willkommen, Tobias Müller! Der schwarze Wolf trifft auf den kleinen Ike. Auch für ihn ist es ein Debüt hier auf der European Tour. Kommt aus den Niederlanden, hat sich zum ersten Mal hier für das Hauptfeld qualifizieren können. Ein herzliches Willkommen, Mike Kuivenhoven.
Next up, two players making their debut on the European Tour. Both came through the qualifiers here last night. Home hopes with the German Tobias Muller, and he's up against the Dutchman Mike Kuivenhoven from Naaldwijk in the Westland of Netherlands. 29-year-old, attempted Q school at the start of the year. He has played on the BDO circuit as well, and could potentially set up an all-Dutch clash in round two because Jelle Klaassen awaits the winner of this one. But Thomas Muller will obviously be hoping to end Kuivenhoven's hopes early on and keep the German flag flying into round two. And both maybe looking a little nervy, especially Tobias, Chris, with that walk-on, I thought.
Yeah, I've got no idea what to expect from this one, to be honest. It might help, actually, that they're not playing in front of the kind of packed crowd that we already had at this stage in, say, Munich last time out. Although it could go the other way and add to the nerves and tension. But a couple of players, not only have they got the European Tour debut to contend with, but also now perhaps a bit of pressure because they must fancy the chances against another debutant.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great opportunity to progress to round two. Earn a bit more prize money, make a bit of a name for themselves. No early nerves from Kuivenhoven there.
Yeah, he's from The Hague in the Netherlands. He's hometown as one of the all-time greats in this sport, Raymond van Barneveld. He did attempt the European qualifying school, the first ever European qualifying school that took place at the start of this year, but didn't manage to get through. His best run was to the last 32 when he was stopped by young Rusty Jake Rodriguez. And Tobias Muller opted not to enter that.
82.
But he has attempted to qualify for European Tour events before, just 3 last year and 1 in 2016 when he came fairly close actually to reaching the European Darts Grand Prix. But in the grand scheme of things, a couple of fairly unknown players.
134. Make you require 157.
So a great opportunity for them to get some experience on a big stage
100.
with the lights and the cameras. As the breadth of talent coming through from mainland Europe grows with each passing year in terms of numbers and the standards we're seeing. Tops then for the first leg on the board. Decent guide, but Muller then for an early chance to break and get the home fans cheering.
Well, if there are nerves, this is where we're going to see them come into play at the end of legs with a chance to win. I mean, not necessarily even on the double. We've just seen there miss the big segment that he was going for.
Make you require 40. Game shot.
But no nerves on that occasion.
Mike Kuivenhoven. Second leg, Tobias to throw first. Game on.
So the Dutchman with the first leg on the board. I mentioned the mainland Europe darting conveyor belt. The Dutch darting conveyor belt has certainly produced some talent over the years and continues to do so. Here goes Kuivenhoven again, looking to fill up the treble 20 bed, and does so his first 180 on his European Tour debut.
A decent start from him. Tobias Muller actually appeared at the World Masters back in 2010.
60.
Lost in the opening round to Ted Hankey.
$96.
The Wolf against the count then.
He is displaying the demeanour of a nervous man, isn't he, here?
He has quite a methodical throw as well to him. A bit more flow and a bit more speed about Kuivenhoven's flow.
Yeah, in a stark contrast in the early stages, looks very assured. Kuivenhoven. Down to a finish after 9 darts. Against the throw.
167.
Well, no finish for Muller, 165, a bogey number. Even Russ was about to call that and then realised it was a 165, no outshot.
Well, Kuivenhoven's had a 180 in the leg. Let's see if he can add a ton plus finish.
I should require 123.
1, 2, 3. Sounds easy enough. Well, it's 66 left. I think that's just a sign of nerves as well. He wants a bullseye here.
78.
But he would have known what he was going for when he went for that treble 19, but still had to double check.
Yeah, obviously we're not wanting to make any mistakes on debut. 16 for double 16 then. Can he nudge that dart in alongside? No, can't do it. So a chance maybe for Muller to maybe settle any nerves. If he can get a leg on the board here. Which way is he going to go? 17 for double 14, double 7 now. Well, that was wayward, I think it's fair to say, that final dart.
Oh, was he not in that, Mike?
Kuivenhoven going around the houses. Double 4 he needs and gets double 4, so a 2-0 lead against the throw there.
Third leg, Mike to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, the Dutchman certainly taking advantage of the apparent angst.
96.
Both men, of course, came through qualifiers last night, and Tobias Muller, who actually beat Martin Schindler in qualifying, which is no mean feat, the way that Shindy has performed over the last couple of seasons, qualified for many of these European Tour events.
Yes, indeed.
With a 6-4 win against him and against Christian Bunzer, a man who we've also seen on the Euro Tour. Just feel that he needs to allow himself to relax. Unfortunately, it may take a 4 or 5-0 deficit before that happens. Often the case, isn't it, when you kind of count yourself out of the match? The best starts all of a sudden arrive.
Yeah. Once it's too little too late, but we will see.
As for Kuivenhoven, he beat Davy van Baarle in his final qualifying match, and He was the man who defeated Kim Huybrechts, who is not here because of an administrative error. He'd not been entered for the tournament, would have been a seed.
40.
And as a result of not making it through the qualifier, loses his ever-present record on the European Tour, which means that Peter Wright is now the only man to have appeared in every single European Tour event.
Yeah, sad way to lose that ever-present record.
96.
Peter Wright loves this European Tour. The crowds, wherever we go in Europe, love Peter Wright as well. He's reached 2 finals so far in the opening 2 European Tour events this season.
140.
But he's come up against Michael van Gerwen on both occasions. Both of those players will be in action tomorrow when the seeds come into play.
Yeah, right one here last year, of course, against Benito van der Pas.
65.
Dominating the Euro Tour at this stage. Tops here then.
Game shown the third leg. Mike Kuivenhoven.
And the one-way traffic
Full
continues
leg to
in
the
favour of the
first.
Dutchman. We'll see another Dutchman on stage next, Jan Dekker, up
Game
against
on.
the Swedish player Daniel Larsson, who came through the Nordic and Baltic qualifiers that we have now. One place up for grabs on each European Tour event from the Nordic and Baltic qualifiers, and from the Eastern European qualifier we'll see the Polish player Titus Kanik in action against James Wade later on tonight.
121.
Another fairly unknown quantity, I'm sure, for James Wade to take on. James has been in great form, though, early on in this European Tour. Semi-final berths on the opening 2 events.
Yeah, that's Titus Kanik tonight. It looks like a case of Tobias Panik this afternoon.
60.
Very good.
Really hasn't found his range at all, which, as we're saying from the results that he produced, winning 4 matches to get here last night, he must be a much better player than what he's been able to show so far.
60.
And again, sometimes it's easy to produce those results sort of on the floor when there isn't the big stage, the lights and the crowd adding to that pressure. It can sometimes be difficult to transform that or transfer that form when you get up on the big stage, especially if you're not so used to it.
Even just the presence of cameras. I was doing a game on one of the Pro Tours last week, and I can't remember off the top of my head now which player it was, but I'm sure it was his first appearance on the streaming boards, and he put in by far his worst performance of the whole Pro Tour season. Dig deep into my memory and try and find out who that was.
So no chance of a big outshot for the home fans to cheer on and get a leg on the ball at this stage from Muller. He's left 56 if Kuivenhoven can't take out this 80, but he's been looking good on the doubles as Kuivenhoven. So double 10 then. Oh, can't do it.
60.
So a chance then.
Bias should require 56.
Yeah, another chance to avoid the prospect of leaving this stage legless here. But it might be going that way
So
for Tobias Muller.
Require 20.
But no cigar.
Game shot.
No messing that time. And a 4-0
Mike
lead
Kuivenhoven.
now for the Dutchman.
5th leg, Mike to throw first.
And unless there's a dramatic change in fortunes,
Game on.
Kuivenhoven setting up an all-Dutch affair against Jelle Klassen tomorrow.
Oh, look at this.
136.
Superb switching. There you see a huge disparity, especially in that first 9. Very, very rare that you see the
45.
first 9 average lower than the overall average. And this is where we reach the halfway point of the afternoon session.
60.
4 more matches coming up. Jan Dekker against Daniel Larsson. Rennie Idams, another home nation qualifier, against Ricky Williams. Richard North against Danny Noppert. And Jose Justicia against Luke Woodhouse.
80.
The final 4 matches of this first round, first session at the German Darts Open. 8 more matches this evening.
Yes, there will be a short break after this game, just for people to recharge their glasses before the second batch of 4 matches of the afternoon.
100.
This venue, a familiar one on the European Tour, but plenty of new venues again being used this year, like Munich, where you were last time out, Chris, and then off to a new location in Austria next time.
Thank you, require 88.
I couldn't find the
48.
treble 16 with either of the first 2 darts, but it won't matter. Which is his opponent not on a finish, which is why he was not thinking of leaving the ball at the end of the combination and opted for that route.
58. Mike, you require.
And he's still not on a finish. So a double top.
Game shown.
Yes, seems to like double tops and double tens, does Mike Kuivenhoven.
6 legs, Tobias can throw.
I did say earlier on that it might take a 5-leg deficit before Tobias starts throwing his best darts.
Game on.
The comeback starts now, Tobias.
Yeah, he's got him right where he wants him.
6-5.
100.
Stranger things have happened.
Well, actually, from what we've seen so far, I'm struggling to think of stranger things happening.
$55.
Is that in life generally or on the darts board?
On the darts ball, we won't go there.
$82.
But yeah, full credit for qualifying. As I said, beating the likes of Martin Schindler en route. But it hasn't happened today for Tobias Muller. And Kuivenhoven, to his credit, has taken full advantage. Looking to set up an old Dutch duel in round 2 against Jelle Klaassen.
100.
Yes, it's the hard court in for the first session of the afternoon. Trying to get behind their man.
But it's worked.
It up.
140. $68. Bias you require 106.
Real opportunity here. Buoyed by the crowd.
88.
Oh, so close.
Mike, you require 156.
Well, at least he's enjoying himself now.
And a great opportunity to get a leg on the board. If he can take out double 9.
Bias you require 18.
Yeah,
6 legs. Tobias Muller.
And just as you said,
7th leg.
5-0 down,
Mike
relaxing. He's now playing with a smile on his face, which he hadn't done up until that point. The crowd are trying to get behind their man.
Yeah, it's the old 4th dart, isn't it? The Tobias Muller fan club.
120.
Kuivenhoven trying to push the noise, but a bizarre bounce out.
$125. 85.
Well, he's earned himself a few fans, Tobias Muller.
1.
Can he somehow claw his way back into this contest? Needs to produce a bigger visit than he has so far this afternoon.
140.
Only 20 points behind, but not on a finish. The Dutchman looking to get the job done here and now.
And setting it up nicely. Yes, very nicely indeed. He'll be back for double 8. With Tobias not on a finish.
41. Mikey requires 16.
So to set up an all-Dutch clash with Jelle Claassen tomorrow, Kuivenhoven looking at double 8, no messing, and well, 2 European Tour debutantes. The nerves really getting to Muller, you feel, given his performances in qualifying. I'm sure we'll see him again, though, on the stage here in Germany. But it is Kuivenhoven who progresses through to round 2. Coming up next, we'll have a little short break. We'll hear a few words from Kuivenhoven before that, though. And then it's another Dutchman, Jan Dekker, up against the Swedish player, Daniel Larsson.
Bezwingt Tobias Müller mit 6:1 und zieht damit in die zweite Runde ein. Applaus für den schwarzen Wolf, für Tobias Müller. Mike, congratulations. Do you understand German? Can we? No, English is better, yeah. 6-1, sounds easy. Was it easy playing on stage?
A little bit nervous, but no, it's a good game. I played well, and he was a little bit shaky over the board. So I think I was the best today, and great.
Good. Yeah. You're born in Den Haag. You're from Den Haag. Is Raymond van Barneveld an idol for you?
Yeah, a great idol. Yeah, he's one of the best artists in the world. The best from the Holland.
Was he the reason why you started playing?
Yeah, one of the reasons. Yeah. It's a great game. He's a great player. Yeah.
Next week, Premier League in Rotterdam, Ahoy Arena. Last year it was amazing. The whole arena in orange. Will you be there?
I'll be there.
Really?
In the orange. Yeah. I'll be in the stage. Yeah.
That's cool. We see you tomorrow again. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you. Mike Kuivenhoven kommt aus Den Haag, genauso wie Raymond van Barneveld. Und er sagt, das war einer der Gründe, warum ich mit Darts begonnen habe.